Me and Dame got to arguing one time. Me and this nigga going back and forth. He's like, yeah, I just left Kanye house. He got horse shit. You got dog shit in your house. I'm like, okay, what's this about? Yeah, I'm just saying, you ain't getting it like that. Dang, where are we going with this? I'm just saying, nigga, it took me 35 minutes from the driveway to get up to his house. I said, dang, all right, no problem. He said, you live in a little house. Dave, you never been to all my houses. My crib in Florida is 9,000 square feet. Oh, that's still little. That's a little house. Now we in a full-fledged argument. Fuck out of here. You ain't doing this. I said, Dave, I own all my houses. You don't own any of your houses. He said, yeah, who want to own a house in no session? I said, that's the time I own them. I lose the argument every time. The best way to beat Dave is on a text. You're not going to beat him verbally.
So a lot to unpack here in this whole Camron Dame Dash drama. The two have been going back and forth with each other after being friends for so many years. The whole Rockefeller days, but apparently the two don't see eye to eye anymore. Dame is taken to the internet because, well, that's what Dame does nowadays. He can't stand people who he says are chatty catties. But I always see him on someone's platform talking just like one of those people he claims to hate. I don't know.
That's not chatty patty when we talking about what we doing. The only reason why I don't like it is because you could have called me. But now that we doing that, you started this. Remember that. This way we're doing is the way you're teaching people how to do things.
From what I put together, Dame is highly upset because Cam offered his son some money to go on Cam's podcast.
You got to remember, Cam tried to have my son come on. Well, let me ask you this. Do you think messing with people's children is all right? Do you think it's all right to bring people's children involved?
No.
Did you know that Cam called my son and tried to give him money?
I heard you say that.
You think that's okay?
I need to know what he tried to give him money
It doesn't
for.
matter. He's my... Okay. Do you think that's okay?
He might have been offering him a job. I don't know.
I have heard your answer. Do you think it's okay?
I don't know their relationship. Like y'all from the same place. Like he might look at Cam as uncle. I don't know the relationship.
Duly
if there
noted.
is no relationship,
Duly noted.
Then I get it. I understand.
We're different.
You understand what I'm saying?
I got you.
Like if Charlamagne calls my son and says, "Yo, Logan, here's something."
While y'all beefing,
I wouldn't have a problem.
You know, that sounds like bullshit.
No, it's not.
It does, because you know, and you have emotional intelligence.
Absolutely.
You're up here. Mm-hmm. And let me just say one more. Okay, let me finish that.
Yep.
You should know that if someone's beefing with someone, you don't tell their kids, and you don't get with that person's children, and you know better than that. So don't act stupid.
If y'all are beefing, then that's something different. If
are we not beefing?
Are y'all really beefing? No, would you call it beef? You said it's not beef.
Well,
that's your brother.
It's not. I'm not going to get violent. It's definitely like him coming against me is almost like Fredo going against Michael Corleone.
So here we go. Dame saying Cam called up his son, offered him some money to be on the podcast, and now Dame filing a $300 million lawsuit. $300 million, yo. I'm not even gonna break down the whole thing because it's hella long, and I know you ain't got time for that. But basically, he acting like Cam responsible for everything wrong in the world, everything. I mean, just playing, but damn near. He talking about defamation, interference, business disparagement, harassment, conspiracy, unjust enrichment. Bro, I don't even know what half that stuff means.
Check this out, though. First of all, you throwing too many big words at me. Okay, now, because I don't understand them, I'm going to take them as disrespect. Watch your mouth.
But that's what it says in the report. Now Dame's out here saying Cam offered his son 5 racks to do that interview on his podcast, and that's going to strain their relationship.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
This is the same dude who always talking about Harlem cats move like this and Harlem dudes do like that. I didn't know Harlem dudes sued people for having their feelings hurt over the relationship with their kids. I don't know. I'm not from Harlem. Maybe you from Harlem. You let us know in the comments. Do you sue people that hurt your feelings? Like, bro, you always telling people how to act, but then you on TV while and doing the same exact things. Chatty catty, calling people this, and then you on platforms doing the same thing. You're always saying only females gossip, but you on podcasts talking about people every chance you get. At this point, Dame is just a walking hypocrite. Straight up, yo.
Sitting here healing. I got my tooth surgery. My eyes getting better. I got the file, get all that dead off my back paws. And I get a call from my son Boogie, like, guess what? Cam just called me, sent me some money so I could go on an interview. Cam, this is a whole new level of low. You know, it's just not proper conduct to bring children or my children or anyone's children in. And I know Larry made the call, but to try to divide a family and take advantage, manipulate my child, all because you're too scared to have a direct conversation with me about the things you said about me, it's just not the way it's just not the level. It kind of shows your pedigree of pettiness. And right now, I think your pedigree for messing with over this, trying to fuck with my family, I'm just disgusted. And I'm not proud. And I think you should be ashamed of yourself. You, Larry, you have children. You have a family. And you are going to use my kids or whatever trauma that you think they have, or separation and dividedness. I don't know why you would think that.
But Cam says that Dame Dash's son approached them, asked them if they can do an interview with him, so they lined it up. And now why Dame get online crying about it, trying to sue $300 million is just beyond me. So, and then apparently this leads to more back and forth. And Cam calls cap on Dame Dash, saying that he's the chairman or whatnot of Revolt TV. If you guys don't know, Revolt TV is where Camron's podcast is gone through. So now he's claiming he's Cam's boss.
I'm now the chairman of Revolt right now. And I also, so I'm now the chairman of Revolt with a pathway. Now Cam's boss, the chairman of Revolt with a pathway to acquisition. I've been trying to buy Revolt.
How do we know this is not cap? We didn't see this on Deadline.
Deadline didn't make the announcement for this particular situation. They didn't want to. I had an announcement I was going to make with BT, but Paramount stepped in and they said do it later.
So it's just a troll thing. We all know it's massive cap. We was just trying to clown him. And then Revolt made this statement.
Please put on record that you spoke to me. Mm-hmm. I want to make sure that people know that Dame Dash is not the chairman of Revolt. So I did that. He was going to be acquiring Revolt. That chairman position would be a path to acquiring Revolt Network. And then he was also saying that he was previously in conversations with BET to acquire BET. And they were really upset. Revolt was really upset about that because internally it caused a lot of like issues. Now, when I posted that, hey, I spoke to the lead publicist at Revolt, who confirms Dame Dash is not the chairman. Oh, baby. When I say all the guns came out.
Didn't he threaten to sue me? What I had to do with it?
He did threaten to sue you as well. He actually said he said that you were up here making false claims and that his attorneys would get involved if you continue to do so.
What false claims did I make?
I'm not, because we were talking about, remember you said on air the Revolt thing. He said, Charlamagne, I would advise you not to make up phony stories without real names, saying that anything I said was not true, or we will have a legal problem. Don't try to compromise my reputation. I have proof to support everything I say that will stand up in any court.
He said he was going to be the new chairman of Revolt, and he said that he was going to acquire Revolt, and Revolt reached out to us and told us that wasn't true. How's that my fault?
Of course, Revolt came out with a statement saying you was lying. What world do you live in that a company's just gonna let someone tell lies about them? And now that the lie is exposed, Dame wants to tell on Cam for stealing. Yep, same old Mr. Harlem, don't snitch. Harlem, don't do this or that. Goes on another interview podcast and told that Camron stole a beat from Kanye West back in the day. And not just any beat. The beat for Oh Boy. And if you remember that joint from the early 2000s, Oh Boy, that was my jam back in the day. But and that song was a banger. But if you don't believe me, I got that beautiful beam footage ready to roll just for some proof.
So how did he steal Oh Boy? I'm confused.
Because Kanye left the beat up on at the studio. It was, he walked in, it was playing, and Kanye wasn't there. So he laid a verse and put it out before Kanye even knew. Other thing that happened that I would have never let happen if he wasn't my little brother. Oh Boy and a couple of those other records, no one gave Cam those records. Your hit record, you stole. And I found that to be really disrespectful. And now that I look at the things that you did that Cam did that were disrespectful, I'm starting to think that he did it on purpose to ruin my relationship with Jay. And I say that because I look how he treats the Dipset. You know, after that thing, he left them all. And that's, you know, again, I'm just telling you, I didn't like him leaving the Dipset. See, since I just got him off of Def Jam, and he was like $3 to $5 million unrecouped. I just took, just like, it was like he got to file for bankruptcy and have no debt, start all over with no debt, but it wasn't bankruptcy. I did that for him. And I don't like that now. He's a person that addresses all this shit on the show, but when I address it, now he don't want to have any accountability and answer or say anything about what I said about him. Now that you're Rico Suave, now that you're Cameo, now that you're messing with people's I mean, that is not the way real gangsters move. It's no women, it's no kids.
So let me get this straight. You told on Cam for stealing a beat from Kanye West, and you were so upset about it, but you appeared in the music video. This is you, right? In the Old Boy video? I'd play it for you guys, but YouTube would be tripping on that copyright stuff, so... But I know you know this joint. You probably singing in your head right now, huh? Like, oh boy, I know you... But you can't talk that gangster stuff and out there snitching. I don't care what you say. Where I'm from, in Pittsburgh, California, you can't do that. But like I said, I ain't from Harlem. So again, you let me know if that's cool in Harlem to snitch on somebody for that, especially on camera.
He's the type of guy that would probably sell, allegedly, because he might sue me now. I don't know what kind of guy he is. But if he did hustle, he'd probably sell drugs to a pregnant woman. We don't do shit like that. There's honor in the way you fight. It's not just win. You got to win honorably. That's how Harlem want to win. We want to win honorably. If you got out of jail because you broke the rules and told, that's not honorably. If you stab your fucking brother in the back that's done nothing to you, pause, but help you, that's not honorable. That's not what is lower class. Like the fact that you would touch and go, not touch, but try to get at my family on any level. Now you're a derelict. You're a lowlife. That's a lowlife thing to do. And I don't think anyone around you, because you, like British is a good dude. All the guys in Dipset are good dudes. Most, you know, as much as I see. No one's perfect, but they kind of have some degree of honor to Harlem.
I mean, you hear this dude? Allegedly, huh? Allegedly. That's how he's talking now, because Cam might sue him. He talks about being gangster. I just didn't think gangsters cared about being sued or any of that stuff. You just keep proving you need the money because you going on these podcasts and these platforms talking about other grown men. Yet again, I wouldn't care so much, but you're always talking about how only women talk about these things, and yet here you are on another podcast being a chatty catty, as you would say. Why you keep talking that gangster code is beyond me. We're here to tell you that nobody cares.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you, we don't care.
You damn near 55 years old. You still out here making a fool of yourself.
To a certain code. He broke all Harlem codes to me. So Kanye didn't give him that beat. He stole it. So imagine if I left the beat up on the studio board and I go to the store and somebody runs in, lays a verse, and then goes and puts it out without telling that person. That's stealing. There's no deal. No, I never said baseline was for everybody just take what they want and walk out. It's like the more I'm looking at it, I'm like, this nigga was like, he probably thought he was punking me or something. Because that's some shit. It's like, you don't disrespect the man's house that looked out for you like that.
Again, he talks that code. Again, the code this, the code that. What about the one that's irrefutable? Don't snitch. I ain't never heard about this, him stealing that beat from that song. I'm not saying it didn't happen, but I would have never heard about it until Dame became chatty catty and told the world. Now he's just out here saying whatever to get views so he can stay relevant again. This ain't the way, Dame. Trust me. We're all laughing at you, just like Cam and Mace's.
I literally see you every day. So just this morning,
you man.
Cam started crying, man.
For real, how you doing these days, man?
I see you every day. Yo, just this morning you gonna cry for me?
Yeah, man.
All right, man.
Yeah.
I hear you, man. Well, I'm good.
So now Cam in full F around and find out mode. And Mace brings up a story about the time where Dame, Camron, and the late Big L was riding around in a car. Now I'll let them tell it. And Dame will tell the story, and then Cam will tell what really happened. This is hilarious. So yeah, check this out.
You never told me about you and Big L and Dame being in the car.
I was on my way to the hill, me, him, and Big L. And I made a left on Amsterdam into a checkpoint, and I didn't have a license. But at that time, they didn't really always lock you up, but they sometimes did. So I was like, yo, I think I can get out of this, but I'm just letting y'all know I got 3 bricks in the car, but I'll wear it.
Wow, yeah, yo, I seen that. I seen that. I didn't know me, Big L, and Dame was in the car together.
Cam started crying, man. And he told us right then and there that he would put himself in PC. Dad, I'm putting myself in PC. Me and Big L like, what? What?
I didn't even know that me, Big L, and Dame have ever been in the car together.
Oh man!
You know what's crazy? I was going to save that for my show because I didn't want to get into this. I really didn't want to get into it.
Yeah, I was gonna mind my business, but I saw Mo with the popcorn. I said, so he's taking my part,
hey,
boss.
I've never. Look at Mo got the.
I'm not going to talk with Flea.
So we went to the side and was like, you know, afterwards we were laughing, but we were like, I was like, I will never hustle with him. He's a ball player and he does music. So I never really, he's a civilian. But you can't be saying you the best that ever did it in Harlem and you never sold drugs. And if you had to go to Ohio after you was a rapper, that's not the best that ever did it. How dare you say some shit like that?
Now I'm gonna say for totally, but I didn't know that nigga was such a liar. Like, you know how your man is your man, so you probably don't be annoyed. Like that's your man. You be like, nah, you just hate us. I didn't know this nigga lied like that, man. Yeah. First of all, let me tell you something. And I'm gonna tell you to talk Flea, but Mace know.
Yeah.
Yo, listen, bro. Big L is not your man. This whole shit don't even make no sense. First of all, I'll say this real quick because we gotta move on. Me, you, and Big L going to get drugs or riding around Harlem don't even sound right. Big L didn't f with you. I tried to plug you into Big L when you wanted to sign him when he started his own label, Flamboyant. And y'all was trying to sign him. But Big L brother, Big Lee and Reg, they didn't like you. If you had 3 bricks in the car, or you was on the way to get 3 bricks in the car, or on the way to get bricks, whatever fucking lie you told, story you told, you wouldn't have made it home. Big L lines niggas. Mace, right?
Yeah. Yeah. You lying me. So,
yo, Big
you
L,
got a point there. Yeah, you quick on your feet.
Big L lines like barbers, my nigga. You wouldn't have made it home, my nigga. Stop that. Yo, it's really, you going out bad, bro. Stop lying, my nigga. Me, you, and Big L have never been nowhere to get no work or had no work or stopped in a checkpoint or nothing, my nigga. You going out bad, bro?
Dame acting like the people just can't fact check this stuff. But again, why are you telling these things to people if you are a gangster from Harlem? And now you get mad at Cam because of his relationship with another person, another grown man. You upset because he messing with someone you say shouldn't be messed with. You sound like a petty 50 Cent, but the difference is between the two of you is 50 has a little more relevance to his statue right now. He can pull that card. You, just a toothless, broke ex-rap mogul. X is the key word.
Yeah, man. You might need to say a prayer for me.
Yeah.
Larry, what did you have to say about this? If y'all don't know, y'all keep bringing Larry's name up. He'd be like, yeah, I gave you Larry.
I put you with Larry.
Pause.
Because your show, you're sitting next to Larry. I introduced you to Larry.
Man, I got a lot, but a little.
First of all, Dame, you met Larry through Noriega.
Right.
So is Noriega supposed to be mad that Larry was starting to do business with Dame? So is Nori mad?
You know, you have the ultimate respect for the guy. You know, he accomplished a lot. But then, you know, some of the stuff I didn't like is that, you know, some of the lies. I'm the reason why he got sued.
But what happened was Larry and I and Muddy Waters, the people that are suing me now, we all threw down on a movie and there was a disagreement of some sort. And this is the reason why I have all these lawsuits now. And I don't like the way Larry did his business and he hung up on me.
I have nothing to do with the reason why Dame got sued. One of my biggest problems with Dame when I was doing business was, and I did do business with Dame, I have receipts. I paid Dame for his services. I think I was late one time, and you know, he got mad at me. He's like, yo, he tried to cook. Oh man, you was late. Da, da, da. And I was only late because I was helping him with Honor Up because Lionsgate didn't give him any budget to promote unless he lied to me, right? So as a friend, I looked out and I flew his crew out to Vegas and did all of that. So that's one thing I didn't like, and that's a complete lie. Now, what pissed me off even more is that I did a movie with Dame. I put up $52,000. That shit is like poof. Vamoose, it left. And that's where we had a falling out, and he got mad at me on the phone because he was talking greasy to me and I hung up on him. And ever since that point, he says I do bad business because I hung up on him. And as a man, I'm not gonna let nobody talk to me greasy. Just because I don't act like I'm tough or do this, doesn't mean I ain't prepared for war. You know what I'm saying? If Dame was in my face, I mean, it would have probably been a different, because it's not cool, because he talks about respect, but on that phone call, he didn't give any respect. So that was my way of saying, I'm not gonna tolerate this. I'm a grown man, I'm not a child, especially if I'm one of your peers.
So this was going on. Larry doesn't know anything about the movie business. Dame says, look, let's go 3 ways on the movie. 50,000 from me, 50,000 from Larry, and 50,000 from Dame. Larry and Mike is the dude name.
Yeah.
Larry allocates the money to some lady that Dame tells him to allocate the money to. When Larry calls Dame and says, yo, I gave her the money, Dame said, you stupid motherfucker, why would you give her the money? She's stealing. Larry's like, yo, I don't know this lady. You gave me her number and told me to give the money to her. I don't know nothing about movies, you dumb motherfucker. Why would you say you stupid? Da 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 da. So Larry hangs up. So then he hits me and was like, yo, Cam, we not speaking to Larry. I said, why? He said, because he hung up on me. I said, bro, everybody don't want your verbiage. Fuck that. We not speaking to him.
So everyone I brought around Larry, I was like, yo, I'm not f***ing with Larry. But you decided, nah, I'm gonna f*** with him anyway. And then, because we were supposed to be doing Pink Mink, y'all decided to do business without me. That's called backdooring somebody. And I want you to tell me about your loyalty game, how that's loyal. But when somebody disrespects me, you still work with them, they become your best friend. You have a show, you have a platform. Larry, you could tell your side, but you tell me how that's any kind of loyal.
Larry was paying you $5,000 a month to post weed on your page. That's a lie. You ain't Snoop Dogg, nigga. You ain't Wiz Khalifa. You ain't down with the smokers. Like, you ain't one of them in the smokers unit with all the niggas who be getting high. That's a lot of money for you just to post some weed.
I put you in Paid in Full. I put you on Rockefeller. I put you with Larry. I have made fire! I brought you to Las Vegas and introduced you to Larry while we were making the A-Track record.
And now Cam has to explain why he didn't promote a rap record for one of Dame's, I guess, associates or something. And I thought it was going to be boring and dull. But after researching it, man, I got to tell you, man, I'm on Cam's side on this one. Dame just be out of pocket way too much. I just don't understand why he just be capping all day. They say Fat Joe be capping. Man, this is cap master right here. Dame Dash.
That's another project we did that actually was on the radio, but for some reason you didn't want to promote that either. I just don't know why, but I did it because I didn't want to see your legacy go.
Boom. Let's move on to A-Track. He talking about ain't supporting A-Track album. One day Dame like, yo, this nigga ain't A-Track, he's nice, da 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 da. I'm like, all right, cool. Dame got an ear, he know what's going on. Let's do it. A-Track come to my house. This probably 2013, 14. I got a studio in my house. He come to my house, his word to everything I love. I'm cooking, I'm doing songs. I'm cooking, I'm doing songs. I'm in the middle of shuffling. You can ask anybody who there. Rocky, Dave's wife, his assistant, they all still around. Ask them. I'm shuffling, doing songs. I cooked a full course meal and knocked out 7 songs in like an hour and a half. 7 songs and cooked everybody food, sandwiches, all that. That's me. That's how well-rounded I am. Dave can't deny. You ask him about it, he tell you. He like, damn, Kim, you in here doing rhymes and cooking and. Yeah, man, take a turkey wing, man. Get a lamb chop, nigga. Let me go in the booth with these bars. And you dropping fire like that? Boom, yeah, cool. I knocked the whole album out. Maybe 2 trips. When Dame was there, it was cool. The album was cool. As soon as Dame leave, A-Track, and he my duty, all that. He's cool. Me and him, I have no problems. But he becomes all artsy. Do you think that if we put the snare where the treble should be, and then boom, we get another beat. A-Track, the shit done. Yo, what are you talking about? I put a marvelous masterpiece together while I was cooking. I think we should get this person on something. All right, bet, do what you want. I gave you the boss. 2 years passed. Like, yo, let's freshen up the album. All right, cool. Go in the studio again. We go in the studio again in my crib. I knocked some more shit out for the nigga. He got some features on there now. All right, cool. I knocked it out again 2 years later. He calls me again, A-Track. Well, I think if I get this other beat, man, do what you want to do. I don't even know you like that. I'm not being cool, A-Track. I want to brush him off like I don't know him now. Another 2 years come back. We in Vegas now. Yo, Larry got a studio in Vegas. Let's go there and knock the A-Track out. Again? It's 5 years. All right, bet, fine. Go to the studio, man. Fuck it. 5 years done pass. I knock it out again. Some more A-Track called me about 18 months later talking about, you want to do? No, I don't want to do nothing else, man. No. I knocked it out the first 48. But you want to keep doing shit over and over and over. Then when I hear the final, he calls me another 2 years. So now the album is like 9 years old. He calls me and says, yo, I think I got distribution. Man, I don't give a fuck about that album, man. The fuck you talking about we got distribution? Man, don't do whatever with that shit. It's a decade old. I don't give a fuck. I want you to hear it. Now he's sending me the album. He got my lyrics over beats that I didn't rhyme to. You know, I be trying to finesse their own beat to my lyrics and they sound nasty. I'm like, yo, man, shit ain't even on beat. People do that now on Instagram, be sending me my freestyles to their beats, and I be like, man, I ain't retweeting that, reposting that. Shit trash. A-Track got my motherfucking lyrics with some fucking Caribbean beat that I never even fucking heard. Shit ain't even matching. I don't like that album because first of all, to me, the lyrics are outdated. Secondly, my lyrics are not going to the beat. It's not matching. And Dame talking about, yo, you gonna post it? No! So if you wanna know why I didn't promote, those are the reasons. A decade-old album, because your man A-Track, and he's my man too now, kept waiting and wanted to be too artistic and too creative. And you know who's pop right now? You know who's pop? Being artistic? Salt Babe, this nigga doing all this. That's what A-Track did. You kept doing this. And got stale. Yeah, and it got stale and I didn't want to be a part of it. So that's why I didn't promote A-Track album or Honor Up. I didn't like either one of the projects. Not saying I didn't like the people in it.
Then he gets that Honor Up and it's a lie what he said. It was a lie. So I'm like, why is he lying? And then I'm like, he knows Mook is in there. Pause. In the movie, Smoke Dizza, my OG Daniel, Black, my whole crew. So you trying to diss my whole crew and make what they did whack, but everybody else says it's good. It was in the New York Times. Kanye gave the illest premiere and everyone said it was, everyone has said that. Why would you say that?
Promote it. I'm saving you by not promoting it. It was nasty. You my man. I ain't gonna let you go outside like that. All them other niggas who let you go outside like that, they ain't your man.
But here's where the relationship turned to a point of no return. Cam says they can't be cool again, and I don't blame him. He tells the world that he let 50 Cent pat him down or touch his butt or something to that effect, and we'll let him explain it. But I saw the video and it wasn't nothing. I didn't see nothing weird about it. But then again, I ain't from Harlem, so I don't be knowing what I guess is cool in Harlem. So they beef.
To me, this has been one big setup. I will say that. I think this whole from the jump is a setup, bro. Dame is beefing with 50 Cent on the internet. I bump into 50 Cent. 50 Cent sees me and be like, Killer, what's up, nigga? Getting some money. You know, oh, nigga, what you used to do back in the days, pat in the pocket, you getting that money? Cool. Me and 50 good. We ain't got no problem. Dame calls me and says, yo, I seen 50. How you gonna let him pap you up? This is verbatim what Dame said. I'm telling the audience verbatim. Yo, I seen 50, you and 50. How you gonna let them pap your pockets? That ain't Harlem.
Harlem niggas don't do the Pat Pat Club. When you see niggas from Harlem, just give them a pound.
You down with the Pat Pat Club?
We not in the Pat Pat Club.
How you down with the Pat Pat Club, letting niggas pat your pockets?
Yo, why he giving you the Pat Pat?
I said, Dame, you crazy, whatever, man. However you want to say it's crazy, man. He says, me and 50 going through something on the internet right now. You mind if I bring that up and say that he was patting your pockets? I said, Dame, I don't give a fuck. Now, mind you, pause this story right there. If you gonna say something about 50 cents, what are you calling me for to get my okay if you're beefing with 50 cents? You shouldn't even have to call me about that if you're gonna be talking about 50 cents. Dame gets on the blog and says, yeah, and this nigga Cam let 50 Cent smack him on the ass.
You know, 50 patted him on his hips twice. He gave him a pat pat. So I'm like, yo, why you smacking Cam on his ass like that? Pause, like what in this environment?
Not the Pat Pat Club, not the pockets. Which, Cam, that ain't Harlem. How you let a nigga smack you on the ass? But then again, what you supposed to do when a big strong come over and slap you on the ass? I'm like, bro, that's not what I agreed for you to say. So when he said it, I'm like, yo, why would he say that? I called and asked you. I asked you, could I say that? That's not what you asked, could you say? Because I wouldn't agree to that. I did not agree to that. But I didn't say anything. I ignored it.
Harlem never lets anybody smack him on the hips, on the ass. Not even in ball, be like, yo, stop, chill, don't smack me on my ass.
I've never known Dame to be a liar, but the way he was mixing the truth with the lies, bro, that's really, really, really disappointing to see how he was mixing the lies with the truth. And I'm like, bro, I ain't know this nigga was a liar too. He never lied, man. Once I said I didn't like Honor Up, this got personal. But to me, it was all a setup anyway. Bro, I ignored you for wild interviews, and then I say Honor Up is whack, and he go on this campaign.
I think the narrative should be stop talking about Damon so much if you don't want to hear Damon talk.
You come talking about me with an eye patch and no top teeth, I gotta take it easy?
But do remember, I will have teeth next week. Holla.
Then this whole avalanche came of trying to defame my character, trying to diss me, everything else. It would have been cool for me if he would have been like, all your movies is whack. Some of the shit he said, you ain't have no hit record since you stopped with me, which is not true. You know when it got personal for me? Is when he was like, Cam ain't confrontational, this, that, third. So-and-so punched him in his face. I'm like, damn, you too? That's what you want? Niggas bring up all this shit with me. Niggas talk about my victories. They talk about 2-3 L's I took in my life. And I don't got no problem with that. That's cool. It come with the game. I'm straight with that. Because it's a bunch of ass whippings I done gave out on several different occasions. I don't got no problem with that. But for it to come from Dame, oh, you got some deep hate, pause, inside that you've been wanting to spew out. And when he said that, I knew it was personal. And that's when I said, all right, let's do personal.